Hi, it's really late at night, but and I'm feeling really tired, and I know that if I don't do a video it will just never get done. Um, and it's 9:30, but I really want to help other women who are concerned that if they're worried that they're not going to send their children to preschool, because we didn't, and Toby, our son, is the most confident, loving, outgoing little boy that there is. He's so confident. He has no fear. He is not fearful of anything, which is amazing, and it's brilliant. And he's got so much courage, very confident. If I just want to tell you a bit of the story. I'm one of those people that like to do loads of research and try out lots of different preschools, and that's exactly what we did a year ago. He turned 4 July the 4th, and when he was 3, or 2.5, 3, we started looking around at preschools and thinking, he might really like it, and it's what every other parent is doing. We live in the UK. We live in a place called Banbury, which is quite near to Oxford. An hour from here it takes on the train to get to London. So we went through all the town of Banbury and all the local preschools. We visited lots. I took a series of questions that I took there, and I got off the internet about good questions to ask about, did they do first aid? What kind of snacks did they eat? How many times of the day could they go out and play and do their own thing? And it was quite interesting listening to each different preschool, because they couldn't just go out and play whenever they wanted to, because they would they'd sometimes have a little bit of structure, like there'd be a story in the morning that they were expected to sit down for. And originally at that time I thought that was what was the right thing to do, and that's what a child needs. But my goodness, when you see your child growing and changing, you realize that maybe there's another way of doing it. And because every other parent is sending their child to preschool, you kind of think that if you don't, your child might end up not confident or not outgoing. But I just want to reassure other parents who are thinking that their child doesn't want to go to preschool, that it's good and it's all worked out for the best. And I am so, I'm glad that we did it the way we did it. And just to say, he is really, really confident, very outgoing, and preschool is not the be all and end all. So we did put down 3 different deposits in 3 different preschools, and we lost all deposits because we just couldn't decide which one we liked. So in 6 months, when we put the deposits on there, when it came to when he was 3 to join last September, he went there for a day. Well, actually, the only times, the one that we decided on was a really lovely one that was going to just be the mornings at 9 till 12, Monday to Friday, apart from they wouldn't do a Wednesday. And it was lovely. The ladies there were kind of like your grandma. They were really nice. And it was lovely. It had a really lovely feel to it. Out of all of the 6 that we went to go and visit, and there might have been even more, but in the end he went there just for an hour, and we picked him up and he said no, he wanted to come home. And I thought it was really interesting that we could spy on the place. They had windows all the way around. So me and my husband, we peered in through the windows and we watched how he interacted with the members of staff there and how he interacted with the other kids. And I think that was really, really good to do, because we got to see how it was and how he was feeling relaxed. And I think that, in all fairness, if there had been a preschool that could have been one that you could go to and take your parents along, that would have been really nice, because I'm sure that that would have been a much nicer introduction rather than just your parents leaving. But when we got there, we did realise there were other children crying, and I think that made Toby really really, really not very nice, really. But we did say goodbye, and we've said we'll see you in a bit. And I could see that when the members of staff there said, "Come on, everybody, come and sit down now. We're going to come and sit on a rug." He was grabbing the hands of the members of staff there, a lady, and saying, "You know, come look at this book. I found this book. I'd really like it. I'd really like it if you could read it to me." And she had to say, I'm sorry, Toby, but I can't, because we're going to go and sit down now and we need to go and do this. And I felt really sad. I felt sad for him that he wasn't getting what he would have liked, which was to have a story read to him and to have that one-to-one, and to have kind of been dropped in with, 15, 20 other kids and 6 staff. Just felt a bit sad, really. But yeah, what made it okay for us to be able to be in that position and to make that decision is because my husband works part-time and I worked part-time. Quona wasn't born then, and me and my partner, so he would go to work in the afternoons and I would be back at lunchtime. So we were able to share looking after Toby, and that was just lovely, right from the day he was born. And those are the bestest times, and I don't regret any of it. The only thing I'd say as parents, I've never had time on my own, but time when I go to work, yes. And Toby we have always been to baby groups, so we always would go to Baby Bounce, which is a soft play thing at the local Spice Ball leisure centre with, a big giant bouncy castle, loads of kids to run around with. He would go to play football out with the kids that live in our neighbourhood, and I would be out there standing there. So there were so many options and possibilities for him to get to be around other children. We didn't feel it was completely necessary for him to go into kind of a bit like a school environment where you're told, come and sit down, this is where we have our drinks, this is when we have our drinks. I feel really, really lucky that we could do that. But this is just to say, if you're thinking of not sending your child to preschool, don't worry. They're going to be fine. And in fairness, God, your children grow up so fast, and you just got to think, make every day precious. And oh yeah. And so for now, what we've been doing is, because we've gone on this journey, we didn't expect to go on this journey where we weren't going to go to preschool. You kind of imagine that when you have a child, you're set into these things of they're going to sleep in a cot, and they're going to go to preschool, and then they're going to go to school, and then the next thing. But the journey that you have with your children will take you into whatever direction you go in. And even now, we're just looking into home education and talking to lots of people. But anyway, that's for a whole nother blog. I just wanted to say, don't worry about not sending your child to preschool. Your child will be confident, fun-loving, as long as you've got time to go to lots of, days out, meeting with other kids. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching, and trust your gut instinct and trust your child. Okay, love you guys. Hope this helps. Okay, and subscribe. Okay, bye. Do you guys want to say bye?
Bye. Say bye.
He wave. Yay! Bye-bye. Bye. Hi, so there's another thing why Toby didn't go to preschool. I forgot to say he did, because he spent the morning there, and when we were watching through the windows, Yeah, he just looked quite lost, really. But when we asked him, when we picked him up, did you enjoy it? He said no, and we said, well, why not? What was it that you didn't like? And he said the other boys were mean to me, and I said, why? What did they do? And he said they took my book and they took my pen. And when you're only 3 years old, and he's born in July, which makes him one of the youngest, and the other boys there were 6, 7 months older, that you realise straight away that life is tough, and that, yeah, bullying will happen no matter what age, even in preschool. And we felt quite sad that had happened. And then we said to him, do you want to go back tomorrow? And he said no. And we said, okay then, you don't have to, don't worry about it, it's fine. And that was it. And then Quona was born in May last year, because she's 1 now. So I've had such a lovely year, because I've had a year off work, and I am not back yet. I'm starting back this September, because the month we're in is July at the moment. But yeah, we've had a lovely year. But the only thing is, I suppose I haven't had a break, and it's been wonderful. We've had both Toby and Quona enjoying each other's company for the whole of this year, and oh my god, some days are really hard. Don't get me wrong, some days are like pull your hair out, kind of a little bit hard, but have loved every crazy minute of every day, doing lots of good stuff. And we do lots of good stuff, and it's been wonderful. So yeah, don't worry, stay confident, trust your gut instincts, and your child, with being socialized, they just learn it, they just do it. It's something you don't have to teach. It's something that we learn every day through just going to the shops, paying for stuff, going to the petrol station, going out to the park. And I remember some of the lovely things that he's done this year, and we've been able to be a part of watching him grow and change, is when he, you know, a park the other day, and he just goes up to some girls and he's like, hi guys, hi, what you doing? And they were 12-year-old girls, and he's, you know, no fear, really confident, and they're making daisy chains, and he's like, yeah, so can I make a daisy chain? And that's lovely to watch. And we go to Blenheim Palace quite a lot, which is down in Oxford, and he just meets people everywhere and just says to the other boys there, hi, do you want a game of football? Or do you want to play hide and seek? And it's lovely, because you get to be a part of that. And even though some days I'm really tired, and you know, but all worth it, all good. Okay, I better go. You can hear like Mama in the background. Okay, thank you for watching. Subscribe and trust your gut instincts, and love you all loads. Okay. And if you have any questions that you want to ask, please feel free, and I'll get back to you. Okay, and here's Tobes. Tobes, do you want to say goodbye?
Bye.
Okay, bye.